Well, this is probably going to be the hardest video I've had to make. And I'm going to have to make it for 3 of my channels. Well, I've been making some videos recently and I decided not to upload them because I haven't really been, well, in a good place these last few days. And basically I felt that they were a bit sort of stuttery and what have you, and I wasn't really getting my words out and weren't pronouncing my words, and I usually do when I'm tired, to be fair. But it's, I've had this like twisted gut, you know, this stress, this tension, this for the last few days because of something that's just happened recently, which I will share with you in a moment. You know, like for instance, something's not gone your way, or something's worrying you, or you know, you feel that tension, that pain in the gut, you know, and can't focus on anything, can't, you know, get your head around anything, you know. It's just it's difficult. Recently, for me, I suppose, other than what I'm going to share with you, is the last time, had been last week, I suppose, and that'd been when Donald Trump won the popular vote in the United States. It got me extremely worried. And I'm still extremely worried about that. Then there was previous elections, such as the Conservative Party in the UK, you know, them getting into power again and again and again, and Boris Johnson being the Prime Minister, and obviously we had COVID and all these very stressful times, and inflation, everything became more expensive, the cost of living crisis, everything. I worry about my family, my kids, you know, and in the UK I worry about what's going to be next. I'm just constantly worrying about stuff, and it's one of the reasons why I do this channel. And then there was Brexit back in 2016. Me and my dear wife, we was just, how could this have happened? This is just madness. And it has been madness. It's been proved to be madness again and again and again. And it's, you know, so all these recurring times and stress, and you can't eat. You just don't want to eat, basically. You just feel disconnected, I suppose, from everything. Well, something that happened to me and my dear wife a couple of days ago. Not last night, the night before. It just left us empty. Really has. And we had a lot of problems recently, you know, grandchildren, you know, burnt hands and stuff like that, you know. Lots of different worries. Don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, a lot of people got a much worse lot than we have. You know, we live in a beautiful place, you know, we're very fortunate, you know, in the French countryside like that, you know. It's a wonderful place to live. We've got some lovely French friends. But not last night, night before. And many people will know this little fella. My little Wally, he passed. And I just feel, not just gutted, I just feel lost. He was always there with me. He was always by my side. He was always pestering me, mithering me, being an absolute blooming nuisance. That's what he used to do. But I loved him. I loved him so much. I really did. Now, if you're not a dog lover, what have you, you wouldn't necessarily understand. But that little boy, ever since we got him, oh, crikey, about 30.5 years ago, we rehomed him from a customer, actually, and didn't even realise the customer had a dog. I built a staircase for him. I had my tummy going though. I hope you can't pick that up. It's got, I ain't eating all day. Probably did me so good, to be fair. But yeah, anyway, but I went to pick. You know, my little dog was being advertised in what was a forum back there. It was called French Info or something. It was called. No, Total France. And a picture of little Wally. He had a chain around his neck. So he didn't run off, because he did have a habit of running off. We found that one out later. And I went to see him. And I phoned him up before I went to see him, obviously. Make an appointment, going to see him, and he ended up being a customer. Literally, about 2 weeks before, I was fitting a staircase for him that I built. It's nuts. Small world, really, isn't it? So, we went and picked Wally up. Wally came back with me, and we had a full transit van here in France, and he sat on my lap all the way back. His paws pretty much on the steering wheel. I just knew at that moment, that was it. I was taken by him. And then we left him on his own once. We soon changed our habits. I say we left him on his own. We literally just left him in the car as we went out to pick some chickens up. Turkeys. Not turkeys. Good to Christmas, isn't it? Ducks. Muscovy ducks. Went to pick these Muscovy ducks up. And there was little old Wally chewing my flippin' seatbelts. He chewed the seatbelts on both sides and pulled the rubbers out of the doors and chewed them and ate my GPS. It wasn't just any old GPS, it was one for the motorbike, because I was just putting in the car for the moment. And it was a waterproof one, it was expensive. It was a Garmin something, I can't remember what the name was. Garmin Zumo or something, I don't know. And I thought, yeah, I still loved them though. And they're little memories, He had 3 episodes where he's chewed things and stuff like that. And this was like this attachment disorder. That kind of stopped once we started getting more dogs. And then we got Sebastian dog, and he was in the field a minute ago. He's not there now. And then Pandora and what have you. And Wally calmed down. We were able to leave him on his own in the house and what have you, just for short periods of time. But he was such a great old fella. He was always behind my side. He'd come in the workshop with me. Just spend time with me in the work, just sit there. Sometimes he'd want to come on the bench and sit beside me on the workbench, rather than planing a piece of wood. No, this little place I'm sitting here is actually really special now. Because after I built him as little box, it's only a 12-kilo dog, he's a small dog. So I made him a box, and we put him in the box with a bed. We tucked him in, gave him a ball and his teddies. And then sealed the box up, what have you, and we just buried him. He's literally just buried beside me down the side there. So this is sort of somewhere we can come now and just talk to him. I'll talk to Wally. I know it sounds silly and what have you, but it's just... He meant so much to us. Now, he was my first dog. I had dogs when kids and stuff, when very little. But he was our first dog, and it was... I had such a bond with him. It was like we were connected. It was like we knew each other. I know his little, his little, how to put it, little ways, and he knew mine. Every single morning, or sometimes at night, I know people don't let your dog sleep on your bed and stuff. I don't care. He can sleep on my bed whenever. In fact, he died on my bed because he wasn't well. I wasn't going to leave him on his own. No. And we hummed and hard because he was starting to be a bit uncomfortable. We hummed and hard, take him down to the vets that put him out of his misery. I say misery, he wasn't suffering, if you know what I mean. He was very uncomfortable, he had problems with his breathing. Basically, he had a heart murmur. And it was getting worse and worse and worse. And it's and also he had fits as well, which caused problems, the two together, epileptic fits, seizures. But in fact, basically, he was gasping for air until finally he gave out. Now, don't get me wrong, he was dosed up with painkillers and stuff like that in case there was any problems like that. But he just passed away. I'm so gutted. So gutted. And I'm not somebody who... Caroline, she's been crying, my dear wife, she's been crying, so it's just a drop of a hat. Just burst into tears. And I don't know if it's a man thing or what have you, Have we made us tougher stuff and all that, It's been drummed into us. It's like we've been conditioned, especially my era and before. Men don't talk, do they? You need to talk, really. That's sort of one of the reasons I made this video, I suppose. But also, I know that there's people on my channel who have got an affection for Wally. Little Wally dog. Got an affection for him, and I've got a history with him, you know. Regular to the channel, Ginger's, she's also got a dog. In fact, she's got a tree here, and she's got a tree also for her dog. With a little sign on it, you know. For a little rewilding project. So she's met little Wally dog, and so is another subscriber to the channel, they call him. It's I don't know, it's just nice, you know, it's nice to pay homage to him, I suppose. And I'll never forget a little fella. Oh, I ain't going to be allowed to. And we're never going to be able to sell our house because he's there. There's no way we can sell this place. And we can't anyway, because in the day we've been doing this rewilding and we've planted trees everywhere. In fact, you can see all the trees behind me. I mean, actually, what it's going to be, the Arby that's going to come over as a big dome. And today I've been planting more trees. Another 50 went in today. 54 or something. On one side, or we just put a tunnel, another willow tunnel in. Once done one side of it so far. I couldn't finish it though. I was struggling with fibromyalgia, pain, what have you. But you know, it's I hope I'm not boring you, but you know, it's just I want to share it with you because although I have been uploading videos, the ones I've been scheduling, that was I made them before, and I did make a couple of videos last night. I really struggled. It's really hard. You're just trying to keep your spirits up, and that while you're actually trying to make the video, it's difficult. It really is difficult, but I still got to do it. Still got to do it. Obviously, you never get over it, will you? You know, you'd be mourning forever. So anyway, that's basically what's happened, and it's kind of, I suppose, just a bit sorry as well that if I do miss the odd video or what have you, and I don't, or they're not quite on par, that'll be why. Because my head isn't. Not in a very good place at the minute. No. Because I miss a little fella. And I'm sure people there have got, had pets, might have a past or Derby, or they've got pets now and they can't imagine what to do without them, you know. I certainly can't even contemplate. I don't know. It's early days, you know. It's early days. It was only a couple of nights ago, Saturday night. But it was just, like I say, I feel empty. So anyway, I will try to reply to comments and stuff as much as I can, you know, or at least acknowledge them. But please forgive me if I don't, you know, reply to everybody's comments, because, you know, I know some people they loved little Wally dog. He was such a great little boy. He really was. I don't think I'll ever get another dog after that. You know, we've still got 2 left, you know, so, and they are lovely. So anyway, toodaloo.